What's up, guys? Charles Damiano here with my buddy Hector Martinez.
Charlie!
Woo! And listen, if you're a fan of Bruce Lee and his epic and classic movie, Enter the Dragon, then we have something really exciting in store for you today, and a big surprise at the end of this episode. And it starts right now. Whoa, you ready, man? Woo! What's up, guys? Charles Damiano here from the Bruce Lee Collection, and I'm here today with my buddy Hector Martinez!
My brother Charlie!
Yeah. And we have something exciting and good with Enter the Dragon. This episode is going to cover all things Enter the Dragon.
Stop getting so excited. You're going to knock down
We
the
are!
things,
Everything's
man.
moving around here!
Ay, mamma mia.
Alright, when you told me you wanted to discuss Enter the Dragon, man, I got really excited. You know why?
Yeah. No kidding. It happens to be your favorite
It's
film.
my favorite film of all time, man.
Hey, listen, I don't blame you. It's a great movie.
It really is.
It's a
It
great
really
movie.
is. So I want to go back. I want to go way back to 1973.
Absolutely.
When it all started for us. Because I see you have the Fighting Star magazine there that came out shortly thereafter the film.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a little standee here from Enter the Dragon that we saw in the video shops when they started, putting it to VHS, and we got all excited to buy the films.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh man, yeah, thanks buddy, thanks.
Yeah.
And a couple other goodies that we'll show here today. But the big surprise is gonna come at the end. But let's start by just chatting about Enter the Dragon. So start by telling me how it started for you. Like, when did you first see it? Where did you see it? Like, how did it all happen for you? When did you hear about it?
Well, Charlie, first of all, we knew about Bruce Lee back in 1966 or 67 in the Green Hornet.
Yep.
And but in 1973, the first time I saw Bruce Lee on the big screen was Fists of Fury and Chinese Connection.
Yes.
And to the overseas collectors, we're talking about the Big Boss and Fist of Fury. In America known as Fists of Fury and Chinese Connection.
Which gets a little confusing, but we won't get into that now.
Right, indeed. But Charlie, I heard the first time I heard about Enter the Dragon was actually through this magazine.
Ah, okay.
And this is issue number 1 of Fighting Stars magazine, and the date is October.
Yes.
October 73. I had already seen Fists of Fury and Chinese Connection, but then this magazine started circulating.
Oh, okay.
And I looked at it and I says, wow, it's odd because Bruce Lee is not fighting an Asian opponent.
Yeah.
He's fighting a Caucasian
opponent,
which I thought was really interesting, unique, and different. So right then and there, Charlie, I knew that we were in for something very special. Now, I bought this, and of course it's mostly about, this is before it premiered.
Yeah, yes.
Because I didn't see the movie in the theater.
Oh, see, I was going to ask you that, because this came out in 74.
73.
No, this was, this was 73.
October 73,
but it came out in the theater in August of 73, because he passed away in July of 20th of 73, and then I believe it was August 14th or 15th that it actually hit the theaters a month later.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw it. I saw it when it actually hit the theater in August, a month after he passed away.
What's interesting is because I actually saw it after this issue.
Ah.
So I know that in Hong Kong, it premiered maybe, a month after Bruce's passing?
Yeah.
But by the time it got to me, I think I saw it maybe late October.
Okay.
But you may be right. You may be right.
I remember seeing it in August because I remember hanging out with my friends in our backyard in the city in 12th Street and Avenue A. And one of my friends from school came in and he saw it on its premiere, and he comes running into the backyard and he goes, "Hey guys, did you see Enter the Dragon yet?" And we were all like, "What's that?" We saw the other Bruce Lee movies, and he goes, "It's a new movie that just came out. It's unbelievable." And he started telling us about the movies, and that weekend we all ran to the movie theater to see it. And I saw it maybe where you saw it. I saw it at the Academy of Music at the time when it came out.
So you know what? You probably saw it before I did because I didn't see it at the
Where did you see it?
I saw it at the Lois Delancey Theater.
Ah, okay,
That's where I saw it.
Okay, yeah, that could be, because they played it in a lot of theaters at the time, all over the place, right?
Yeah.
It started in certain theaters and then it went to other theaters, and it was everywhere because it was such a smash hit when it came out.
I mean, the fabulous Sun Sing Theater in Chinatown, once located at 7585 Broadway in New York City. And this is where I saw the uncut version of Enter the Dragon for the very first time back in 1974, featuring the monk scene and additional scenes not seen in the American release. I also got to see Way of the Dragon uncut in 1974 as well, here at the fabulous Sun Sing Theater. I mean, this movie, when it first started, it started at the, is it Grauman's Chinese Theater?
Yes.
But my theaters were known as Grindhouse theaters.
Yes.
So in other words, we got them at the end.
Yes.
So the prints were chippy choppy, But nonetheless, I got to see Enter the Dragon, and this is the way I found out about it before.
True, the Fighting Stars, man, that's a great issue there.
Now, Charlie, it is. I mean, it's the first issue.
Yeah, and it has that wonderful centerfold inside.
Oh,
right?
it's awesome,
man.
yeah. You see the courtyard, everybody lining up.
And I saw that at 13. I went nuts.
Yeah. We were 12 or 13 years old, so we knew we were in for something great. So, Charlie, when I'm in the Lois Delancey Theater, the lights come down and the curtains. Remember when they had curtains back in the days? The curtains open up, and then you see the Warner Brothers logo. You see the Shaolin Temple and Lalo Schifrin's famous score.
Comes on.
I mean, everything about it was just right, and. Enter the Dragon, it just made an impact because you weren't looking at a Bruce Lee from Golden Harvest films.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but this Bruce was much more polished.
Yes, it was.
He had a movie star look. You know who he reminded me of a little bit, Charlie? He reminded me, but you probably never heard of this comparison.
Oh, let's
But this
hear.
is a personal comparison. Bruce Lee kind of reminded me of a very young Al Pacino.
Ah, wow, I never heard it described that way before.
Yeah, bro, because Al Pacino, when he did Dog Day Afternoon,
Oh, what a great movie.
especially Serpico.
Yep. Oh, I love that one too.
Something about Al Pacino's face. He had kind of like a cold stare.
Yep.
There's
Layla,
Layla.
she wants to make an appearance here.
Mommy, we're going to make a special episode just for you one of these days. But Bruce Lee kind of reminded me of Al Pacino, because Al Pacino had this coldness about him.
Yeah.
This stare, very intimidating for a little man.
Yeah.
And the hairstyle. The hairstyle is very 70s.
Very 70s. I was going to say the same thing. It's funny you bring up the hairstyle because, the bangs and the long hair in the back. When I was a kid, the impact he had on us was crazy because I actually would carry a photo with me to the barbershop. Because I wanted to cut my hair like Bruce Lee back then.
Just
I was
like
13, 14 years old, and I had straight hair when I had more of it at the time, and me and my cousin would sit there with the photo. The one where he has his finger like this with the white top on?
Oh, yeah.
With the bangs and the shag.
Perfect. It's a great photo.
Oh, man. And we would come out and we would try to get our hair just like Bruce Lee.
We've come a long way.
I know, man. I don't try that anymore. I don't have enough hair to do that anymore.
Thank goodness for wigs, but I don't think I'd wear one of those things. But Bruce Lee impacted not only in martial arts, but also in style, hair, fashion. I mean, the way Bruce dressed, it was so Bruce Lee, he was unique. And I believe he picked that up hanging out with people like James Coburn.
Yeah, Steve McQueen. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And you mentioned something earlier. You mentioned that, Enter the Dragon, because it was a U.S. production, right? In Concord production, it wasn't just a Hong Kong movie.
Exactly.
The vibrancy of the film was like nothing you've seen before, right? The colors they chose, the flags, the yellows, the reds, the whites, it was so vibrant when you saw it. And that's what made it so appealing to everyone.
Indeed.
It was bright, it was, the color was just bursting off the screen. 100%. And then you see him, and I never saw anyone at schools that in my life.
Yeah, he was
every
magnetic,
outfit.
man.
In every outfit.
Every outfit.
The cat suit.
Yes.
The blue suit.
The blue.
The brown on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
the white top and the blue pants.
And the blue pants, like everything he wore in that movie, you just wanted to get your hands on. I mean, another thing that I tried to do when I was a kid is when I saw those blue pants, I actually went to a tailor and I brought him that picture on Friday, and I said, "Can you make me these pants?" Because you couldn't find anything like that out there.
No.
And I think Bruce customed a lot of his outfits.
He certainly did. That's
Right?
what I heard. Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Bruce Lee's body was very different.
Yeah.
You know? For a little man, for a small man, he was built with long arms, long legs. But you know, he learned this from Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve McQueen used to dress from Brioni, all these, you know, really high-end designers. So Bruce Lee, I mean, he wanted to look like a movie star, and he did.
So bad, I know.
Even on film, everything was perfect. Remember the robe that he wore in Into the Dragon when his father is talking to him about the death of Su Lin, his sister, played by Angela Mao. That was a beautiful robe.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Yeah, that was a beautiful robe. Wow.
You know, everything about Into the Dragon was very influential. Today, rappers, they still sample the soundtrack. Even today's movies, Charlie, you know, if there's a bit of martial arts, it always goes towards Bruce Lee's direction.
Yeah.
That's how Bruce Lee influenced the martial arts in film.
Yeah.
He just made it cool to be in film.
Yeah.
I mean, I never knew that the word Kung Fu ever existed.
I know.
I heard about judo, karate, but I never heard Kung Fu and never Kung Fu. So, you know, this man was just so special.
Yeah, it was great. And even the album, like you said, the Enter the Dragon album with the Lalo Schifrin track on it. I mean, I used to go over friends' houses who were into records, and they'd all had the album, first of all, and they were all playing, and they would always play the first track. Always, all the time.
The opening track?
The opening track with Bruce's battle cries on
Yeah.
I mean, the impact he had on everyone. Music, the way you dressed, the way you looked, it was beyond belief what this movie has done.
Indeed. I mean, it's Now,
do you remember how the movie theaters were set up? Like, what did the Delancey look like back then? When you saw it in the Delancey, what was the setup like outside? And I'll share with you what the setup was like at Academy of Music when I saw it. What did it look like back then? Because theaters were much different back then in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, going to the theater back in the days was an event.
Yes.
You know, it's when people took their families. You know, today it's a cold box. You go in there, you see a movie, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
You know, back in the days, I mean, you had all these trailers. You had live shows with comedians, kind of like a vaudeville type of thing.
Yeah.
You had the ushers caring to make sure that everybody was comfortable. The concession stand was cheap.
Yeah,
you know, it didn't cost $50 for a hot dog and a soda.
Yeah,
you know, you could get yourself ice cream, a hot dog, and a soda for what, like a mere $6-7.
Yeah. And to get in the theater was like what, $1 at the time, maybe $1.50.
Yeah, $1.50.
$1.50, $1 maybe to see the movie.
And back then we had double features. Always a double feature.
Which one?
Triple features, and sometimes even a marathon. You know, I mean, I went to see all the Planet of the Apes films in one day. You know,
that is crazy. So when you saw Into the Dragon, do you remember the double feature they played it with
I believe it was actually a film with Jim Brown called Black Gun.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But Charlie, I remember that Enter the Dragon was so hot. I mean, everybody was talking about It's just like when The Exorcist came out.
Yeah.
Remember the lines going around? I mean, people were lining up to be terrified.
Yeah, remember that?
Because the movie was so popular. And again, it's also from Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers really knew how to promote their films. When Enter the Dragon hit the theaters, I mean, it was like a full house.
Yeah.
They would leave. Another group would come in and fill the house again. And I know people that have seen Enter the Dragon 1 week, dozens and
dozens. I know.
In one week.
I know.
You know, they just
couldn't
kept
get enough
going
of
back.
it. You couldn't get enough of it.
I mean, I'm a fan, but man,
I know.
you know,
I know. That was crazy.
but the
crazy.
theaters were nice. You know, I gotta admit, the crowd back in the days, they were rowdy.
Yes, they were.
They would stand on the seats and scream, throw punches at the screen.
Yeah.
But that's what made going to the movie.
They were cheering for Bruce, right?
cheering.
Yeah, man. Kick his ass, Bruce! I remember that.
Oh yeah.
You don't experience that anymore.
Nah.
And yeah, I used to love the Academy of Music when I was there, and you remember this. I mean, they would have the movie posters outside, right?
Yeah,
They'd have
that's
all
right.
the lobby cards in the window, and then I brought over this little set of I don't know if you remember these, but they used to, besides the lobby cards, they used to have these black and white stills,
Oh,
right?
yes, yeah.
With all the tags on the bottom, and I got this set of Enter the Dragon
that's-
stills.
wow.
Yeah, from a friend back in the day whose dad worked for Warner Brothers, and we did a trade. I must have been 14 years old, and I
Oh.
gave him baseball cards, believe it or not, which I never really was big into baseball, but
Wow.
I gave him all my baseball cards, and he came by and he gave me this set of stills, and I have it to this day.
That's
Got this when I
amazing.
was 14, and there's 35 stills in the complete set of Enter the Dragon with the slugs on it. And you got Jim Kelly stills in here, John Saxon, Anna Capri. There's headshots of all of them in here,
Yeah.
and then you got all the movie stills from the movie.
That
and,
is so super rare.
Yeah, I love
I've
this.
never seen a complete set. Never.
Cause you have a bunch, right, from Jerry Ollinger.
I have maybe like 15 or 16, but I don't have a complete set.
Yeah,
I've never seen a complete set.
Yeah, 30,
And it's so
35
pristine.
in the complete set when they came out. But these are the things that you see out in the movie theater when you were a kid, right?
Wow.
The black and whites, the
Yeah.
lobby cards, the beautiful movie poster.
Yeah.
It was just phenomenal.
These were actually known as front of house stills.
Yes.
Right, because you've got the lobby cards, which are 11 by 14, and these are the 8 by 10s.
8 by 10s.
But these look like they were never displayed.
I rarely even open the package
Yeah.
because I love them so much. I try to keep them in pristine condition.
Man, what a treasure!
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thanks,
on having
man. I
this,
appreciate
Charlie.
it. I appreciate it. Yeah, this was
Complete
one of
set.
my prized possessions. Because
Very
I love
beautiful.
Enter the Dragon.
Oh, we know that, brother.
Yeah. And then you remember the movie clips, right? That would come out during the day.
The
Like,
newspaper
the
ad-
newspaper ads.
the newspaper ads,
So
uh-huh.
as a kid, and I know you have books of these, but I kept mostly the Bruce Lee ones. I kept all the Enter the Dragon movie. Newspaper ads of the movie.
The adverts, yeah.
Yeah, at the time, and I would love when it would show the movie theaters, like it would say Jefferson,
Yeah.
Delancey.
The ones we went to.
Yeah, the ones we went to. So I would just love those. So all these things, made it so special.
So much
And
fun.
You don't even see that anymore.
I always said, I think I said it in one of your episodes, that these pieces here were actually our very first collectible.
Yes,
Because we
you're
didn't have any.
100% right.
We didn't have any Bruce Lee magazines back in the
No,
70s.
these were them. You would keep the newspaper articles, you
Yeah.
would keep the clippings,
Yeah.
anything that they wrote about him at the time, that's what you kept in a scrapbook.
What great memories, right,
Oh
Charlie?
man, it
What
was
great memories.
Beyond belief, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
If I ever have to sell my collection, and I'd have to keep something, it'll probably be the newspaper adverts.
I know you're big with those,
Yeah.
right? You love those because
Yeah.
they bring you back to your childhood, right? Yeah.
They mention like you said, all the theaters that we went to see, not only the Bruce Lee films, but other films before Bruce Lee.
without a doubt.
It's just great memories.
Now, did you ever see these press books?
Oh, indeed. Yeah.
You've seen these, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this is the Enter the Dragon press book.
Comes with the comic?
Yeah, and I don't know if the comic is in this one, but what it does is it gives you a whole synopsis, right, of the film. It tells you all about it, and this is what they used to send the movie theaters just to make them aware of what was about to go on when they
That's
were
right.
gonna, view the film.
Oh, there's the comic.
Shoot, look at that!
There you go.
You were right.
Yeah, you better have the
I
comic.
didn't know if I had it in mine.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, man! Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the
Woo! That's the comic that comes with the press. And look, they have the fighting stars in here.
Yeah, that's
with,
the one.
With the centerfolds.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. This is the fighting
Yes,
stars.
that's it right there. And that was the centerfold we were speaking about.
That's
wow, look
terrific,
at that,
terrific.
man. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, see that? Yeah. Wow.
Wow, so hold on a second. The press book comes out before the movie's released, and the fighting stars is in the press book.
Is in the press book.
So what does that tell you? That this came out before Enter the Dragon was released.
Yeah, they put it together probably before.
It's the same fighting stars.
Yeah, look at
and
that.
This is the press book.
Yeah.
So that says something.
Wow, look at that.
This
man.
actually came out before the film was put out.
And look,
there's the album, the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
Yeah.
That they're featuring there. So they're letting you know all the different memorabilia, right? This is how they marketed the memorabilia. All the different newspaper clippings are in there. Wow, these press books were great. I'm excited that look at all these newspaper clippings.
Posters.
Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. This is what they call the insert
Yes.
poster. That's the insert. Pretty rare. And then of course you've got the one sheet.
Yeah, look at that, man. Wow.
Yeah, then you have the half sheet.
Half sheets.
Also, yeah.
The one sheets, yeah, well, that's great, man. I'm glad the comic was in there.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't opened this in so long. It was like a surprise to know the comic was in there. Wow.
You know that you have a complete press book.
I love it! I just love Enter the Dragon memorabilia, man.
Man, of course.
I just love it. It just brings me back.
Yeah.
This is great.
And I see you brought the you brought the one sheet as well.
Yeah, well, that you can't have Enter the Dragon collectibles without the Enter the Dragon one sheet. Whether it's the United States version, I know you have the Hong Kong version, but I don't have the Hong Kong version. But this is what brings me back to my youth right here. These are.
Well, I love my Hong Kong version.
Oh, I do too, man.
But
you know how rare that is?
But the ones that have sentimental power is this one.
Man. Look at that.
Yeah. You want to lift it up a little bit more, John? Yeah, let me, so your audience can...
yeah, look at that. So this is what I remember most when I went to the movie theater as a kid. Let's go bring this down a little bit so they can see the up part. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, man. I would go to Jerry Ollinger's. Remember that store?
Of course.
And he was selling these back in the day.
Wow.
Do you remember how much he was selling them for in his catalog?
They were $5.
$5 back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. And then we're talking about 73.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're all over eBay for $1,200, $1,500, $1,000, and it's crazy.
$5 doesn't cover the shipping.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't cover shipping.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy how the value of these posters, but these are very rare. Once in a lifetime opportunity to own something like this, man. And
I don't know how this one was folded.
Yeah, that's okay. You can just put it up over here. We'll
figure that one out later on.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie, like you said, I do have some of the Hong Kong and Japan posters, which are beautiful to have.
Oh, I mean, I love them.
I'm very proud to own them, but they don't have the power that the 1973 American one sheet has.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this is the one that when you look at, your brain cells activate and you remember where you were and when you first saw this movie.
Yeah, it's a great point.
It's great to have Yugoslavian, Enter the Dragon posters, Korean or Mexico. All right, as a collector, you want to have these things. But this is the one that has all the power to take you back to 1973.
Yeah, when I set up my basement, and you're always telling me to set up my basement, my display is going to be the Enter the Dragon poster.
It has to be.
It's going to be the color lobby cards on one side of the poster.
Incredible.
The black and white stills on the other side.
Oh, forget it.
The press kit's going to be up there. Yeah. The press book, all and
don't even think about it.
And Hector may give me the Enter the Dragon standee, which is just blowing me away right now that you have this.
I know you like that.
Man, put that out there. Yeah.
I got this.
Love that.
Thank you. Like your standee, it's never been
never been open.
Never been open, yeah.
But that's the original. This is the ones for the video stores. That was standing
in the theaters.
In the theaters at the counter when you were ordering your popcorn.
Yeah.
And your tab and your Coke. Man, Hector.
I love that.
I love that.
Thank you.
I just love that.
I bought that like maybe about 10 years ago. I found it on I think it was eBay or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna actually be looking for this one now because now that you showed me the beauty of that, I have to get that.
Yeah,
I am going to find that.
It's a pretty cool piece. I mean, Charlie, if I do ever part with it, I want to sell it or maybe trade. Naturally, you're going to be the first.
All right, thank you, buddy.
But
I know that whole sentimental value.
But at the moment,
yeah.
The same way you look at your Dragon poster,
Same thing, man. I get it. I get it.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
So Hector, the whole thing that stirred this whole episode, you know, besides going way back to the 70s and remembering our childhood and Enter the Dragon and how we felt when we were there at the movie theater and where we saw it at the Jefferson and Academy of Music and Lowe's Delancey, you picked up an item just recently that you told me about that just kind of blew me away. And that's these kind of surprise we're building up to here at the end. When do you actually want to talk about that and bring that out, or do you want to discuss a few other things first?
Well, you know,
keep everyone in suspense.
In suspense, you know,
because what he found is a one-of-a-kind gem.
You know, I'll be honest with you, Charlie. It's one of those things that just comes my way. You know, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's the power of suggestion. Or when you think about something hard enough, it materializes. I really don't know how to say it, but I'm just happy that it happened. So this is what it is. After we saw Enter the Dragon back in '73, naturally we wanted to continue enjoying the experience. So it was available on Super 8. Then years later, it was available on VHS. Then it came out on Betamax or Betamax and VHS.
Then shortly on Laserdisc.
On Laserdisc, yes, indeed. Then it came out on video disc. Then it came out on 16 millimeter, which I'm happy to have because it belonged to my high school teacher.
Now you have the complete reels of the 16 millimeter, the complete film.
It's the complete film.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's the complete film.
Because I have a few of the 16 millimeter, maybe only one reel, as you know, and even the Super 8, maybe one reel of a synopsis of the film.
Right.
But to own the entire film on 16 millimeter is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I know some of the collectors that do have it as well. I mean, just a small amount.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the complete film. It's in widescreen.
Yeah.
It's in color and with sound. It comes in 3 reels. We featured it in one of your shows.
Yeah, I remember we were sitting on your couch watching it with our friend Andre over here.
Of course.
That was great, because I love the sound of your projector. It took me back now when we watched that here.
It's I love this scene there with the snake when he just like, bam, grabs it. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Here we are, Hector Martinez, Charles Damiano, and my man Andre. Watching Enter the Dragon on 16 millimeter.
Here we go.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
The dungeon scene.
Yes, the dungeon scene. Here he goes climbing down the ropes. I love this scene, man. This is such an awesome, awesome scene, bro. Yeah. You know, the good thing about watching 16 millimeters, like, it gives you the feel like you're back in the movie theaters, back in the 70s, man. You know, that's the way I like to watch it.
You feel it.
Of course, man.
Yes.
Nostalgia, baby, nostalgia. What up? It's a great experience when you watch it on film on 16 millimeter because it's the closest to going to the movie theaters and seeing it in 35 millimeter.
You're right.
But and then later, you know, it came out on Blu-ray, and now it's on 4K. So people just can't get enough of Enter the Dragon. But you know, Charlie, this is what I always say. This is what it is. The reason that we collect. Not only are we preservationists, that we collect an era that's long gone.
I know.
And here we are, we're in our 60s, and we've got these 2 grown men with families, with children, with grandchildren on the way, and we still want to feel like a teenager, so we collect these things to take us back to that time.
That's what it does.
But Charlie, I always said, man, I just want a piece of 1973 of Bruce Lee, and I throughout the years I've been able to find it with with these things, but I need the piece.
Ooh, baby, the actual piece. Now
I need the piece, and it's not Mr. Han's claws.
No.
It's not Bruce Lee's nunchaku or his Enter the Dragon outfit or his slippers
or his cat suit.
But it's something that I and you and many of your viewers experienced back in 1973. And I'm so happy to have it now. And you want to show it to them?
Let's bring it out.
Let's do it.
Let's take a little break and we'll bring it out.
Right on.
We'll be right back with a big surprise for you guys. All right, welcome back, guys. I know, Hector, just before we broke a little while ago, we were discussing Enter the Dragon and all the different formats that Enter the Dragon came out on.
Yeah.
You know, everything from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray to Laserdisc, and then I know you own the 16 millimeter complete film of Enter the Dragon.
Yes.
Now, I'm looking at this, and is this what I think it is?
Charlie, I am so happy to have this in my collection, man. This is, what you're looking at, Charlie, is Enter the Dragon in 35 millimeter.
No!
So, yeah, man.
Wow, man. I first of all have to congratulate you
Thank
on
you,
this,
bro. I'm
man.
so happy to have you,
I'm
man.
excited.
I really am, because,
wow.
like I said, I told you, I wanted something that reminded me of 73.
Yes.
And nothing reminds me more of 73 than the actual film that I saw in 73. So, yeah.
Man, so explain what this is. Like, how many reels, what it comes in?
Well,
Wow.
Charlie, you have Return of the Dragon.
Yes.
On 35 millimeter. And you know we did an episode on that.
Yes.
So, again, I congratulate you on that.
Thank you, yeah.
And, you know, I happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Yes.
And I bought these off of a lady that sells movie prints.
Okay.
And this here is Enter the Dragon. It's from a San Francisco theater. And it's from Warner Brothers.
CW.
Yeah, man. So you can see the Warner Brothers label here. And it comes in 5 reels.
Look at the size of those reels.
They're very, very
Look how heavy these are.
very heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah. So these are 5 reels.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's put this back.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's actually the complete film, of course. It's in scope. You need anamorphic lens to see it, but this is to be viewed in a theater. You can't see this at home. This print, Charlie, is from 1979.
Okay.
So Enter the Dragon, of course, first came out in 73, and then they re-released it in 79. It doesn't have the monk scene.
Okay.
Because the monk scene was released in 1998.
Right.
And so this is an original 70s print.
Wow, yeah, because that was for the 25th anniversary of Enter the Dragon in
Exactly.
98.
In
And that's when
98.
they added in the monk scene and some of the missing scenes, right?
Yes, and John Little dubbed dubbed Bruce Lee's voice. And right
During that time.
During that
yes,
time.
Yes.
For the monk scene.
Good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. When the opponent expands, I contract. When he contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself.
So this is pre-monk scene. So this is the original that we saw in 73.
In 73.
The way it was released back then.
Yes.
Wow.
What they did was that they would release the movie in 73, Warner Brothers, let's say in this case Warner Brothers. It showed wherever it needed to be shown. They stored back into the archives, and then a few years later, they bring the movie out again. They didn't reprint it.
Right.
They just went back and brought
them
film
out.
reels out and put them out again. And so this is
So this was put out again in 1979.
1979. This one says Warner Brothers Distribution Corporation, San Francisco, and Enter the Dragon.
That.
And then they're numbered, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 reels.
Wow.
So this one says 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and 5
So
of
that
5.
the movie guy who was in charge of the movie projector knew how to put the reels in order right at the time, so they had them numbered.
Indeed. The great thing about this, Charlie, is that the labels are still intact to identify them. Because sometimes you could find old feature films and they're missing the label.
They're missing the label, right?
Right.
You have all the writing here, you have the Warner Brothers
Yeah.
logo on every one, and this looks like it's in fantastic condition.
It pretty much
really
is for so many years, yeah.
Wow, and then you store them in these tins,
In the
right, to
tins.
maintain the
Yeah.
integrity of the film.
Of the film, that's
Yep.
correct. I mean, I have them
Wow.
out on display for
Yes.
you to enjoy them.
I know. It's beautiful.
But you know, Charlie, what I'm planning on doing, hopefully, God willing, and if all is well, for Bruce Lee's the 50th anniversary,
Which is coming out next year.
next year, Enter the Dragon, I'd like to rent out a theater and have collector friends that join me, and together we can screen my prints.
Man, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, guys, why don't you guys leave a comment if Hector can pull off renting out a movie theater.
I'm gonna do it.
So that we can screen Enter the Dragon in 35 millimeter.
Woo!
Would you guys come join us at the movie theater and watch Enter the Dragon on the big screen? Comment below. Let us know if you're in with us. And I want to do a double feature and bring Return of the Dragon there as well.
Yes, I wanted to tell you about that. You can show Return of the Dragon
and then
Enter the Dragon. It'll be a true Bruce Lee double feature like the 70s.
70s. Who's in? Let us hear from you.
Yeah.
Comment below, man.
Charlie,
Wow.
I wanted to mention something about this can.
Yes.
This is not an ordinary can.
Why? What is it? Tell us the history behind that can.
Let me tell you something, brother. This can, it's engraved, it's on this side. I think it's on this side or the flip side. But this thing is too heavy, but we'll take a photo to show them. This can is from National General Pictures Corporation.
Oh, how cool is that, man?
Yeah. And for
What
those
history.
Yeah, for those that are not familiar with National General Pictures, they are the distribution company that put out for the very first time Fists of Fury, Chinese Connection, Lady Kung Fu, Chinese Professionals, and the list goes
All
on.
the classics.
Yes.
How appropriate for this film to
Yeah.
be sitting in that canister.
Indeed, but I
Wow.
mean, naturally, the film is from Warner Brothers.
Right.
But the canisters are also Bruce Lee, kind of tied into Bruce Lee.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's National General
It's the
Pictures.
martial art era.
Yeah, mhm.
It's the 70s era, all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, what a beautiful piece this is going to be displayed in your gallery here, right over there, with the standee next to it, and this
Thank
beautiful thing, man. This is a once in a lifetime find, man. I think. You and me, I think we're the only two collectors that own 35 millimeter prints of two of Bruce Lee's major films, Enter the Dragon and Return of the Dragon.
Could be.
I don't know of anyone else. Do you?
I've heard that Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
It's obvious he's a huge fan
Yep.
of the martial arts films
Yes.
and blaxploitation films, and he's known to have a vast 35 millimeter collection. So
okay.
I don't know, but he may have a print.
Wow.
It could be. But what's important is that I have my own print.
Absolutely,
And
baby.
I'm happy that it's here.
Wow, this is fantastic, man. Well, this is also a celebration of Bruce Lee's birthday, right? Because Bruce Lee's going to be turning on November 27th.
Yeah.
He's going to be turning 82 years old.
Unbelievable.
Can you believe it?
Wow, he was only 32 when we saw him in action.
50 years. This.
Yeah. How time flies,
How
Charlie.
time flies.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet.
It really is.
It's kind of
It really
bittersweet
is.
because you think about, you says, man, we were there when Bruce Lee's star was shining.
Mm-hmm.
But man, 50 years ago, but Charlie, I just want to say this to your audience. I'm so grateful because thank God we're still here.
Absolutely,
50
man.
years later. I've lost a lot of friends. Family members, and it's bad. It kind of like touches me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I praise the Lord that we're still here.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic, man.
So happy to see
and
it.
I do too, man. This is great, man. To be this excited 50 years later, man, it says
Yeah.
a lot for the influence, the inspiration that he had on so many people around the world.
Oh,
and,
indeed.
and you and me, when we talk about this, is for kids still. And 50 years went by, and we're still getting excited.
We're still doing this thing, huh, Charlie?
Oh man, this is wonderful though, man.
Yeah.
So that's great. So
It's a lot of fun. I wanted to show you one more thing.
Yes, let's bring it out.
So it's kind of we were talking about double features, and I want to show you something that's going to take you back to 1973.
Let's get it.
Or 74.
I can't wait to see it.
We're going to bring that out.
Let's do it.
Now, Charlie, we were talking about Enter the Dragon and about double features and triple features and marathons and
Yep.
all those good things. This poster here, to me, represents a long bygone era. And this is the way I remember seeing a Bruce Lee film. It was always accompanied by the right film and the right films were blaxploitation films.
Ah, yes. I remember them well in the 70s, man. You got me in suspense here.
Yeah, I enjoyed Kung Fu and blaxploitation
films.
It went together like peanut butter and jelly.
Man, they were all in it. Oh, no other than Cleopatra Jones. Let's show this.
That's what it is, my brother.
Oh, man.
So this is the double billing.
Oh, wow. That is neat.
Enter the Dragon and Cleopatra Jones.
Pam Grier, right?
Tamara Dobson.
Oh, Tamara Dobson.
Yeah.
Okay.
May she rest in peace.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I love the blaxploitation films, man.
Yeah.
Who played in them? Fred Williamson,
Jim Kelly, Richard Roundtree,
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Oh man, they were great.
Yes.
They were great at the time they came out.
Ron O'Neal, who was Superfly.
Oh, remember Superfly?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went together. You're right.
They went together like peanut butter and jelly.
You are so right.
Yes, sir.
And let's just hold this up.
Yep.
And why don't we end the episode holding this up, man, with this classic movie? And you want to wish Bruce a happy birthday?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Let's wish him a happy birthday on November 27th here today.
Yes.
So Bruce Lee, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy 82. 82.
Wow, hard to believe, man.
Unbelievable, man. But you'll always be young in our minds and in our hearts.
Absolutely. And guys, if you want to wish Bruce a happy birthday, please comment below. We made this tribute for him on his birthday, Hector and I, and we're really excited that you were able to join us today. So we'll sign out today. And Hector, I want to thank you, man.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you for having me again. This
Always good to have you here, bro.
Episode. Congratulations on that 35 millimeter.
Thank you.
Enter the Dragon film. That's just spectacular, man.
Thank you so much.
You should be very proud to own that in your collection. And guys,
I appreciate that.
I'm going to be signing out here once again. Charles Damiano from the Bruce Lee Collection signing out. As always, saying have fun collecting, and we will see you guys next Friday.
Right on.
Take care, guys.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.